Greetings everybody, this is Joel Morales coming at you today with a Vology Cloud Minute, and today I'm going to be discussing what is the cloud. Now before I go into defining what the cloud is, I'm actually going to take a few moments to explain the cloud by using a metaphor. So typically there are two ways to purchase transportation in the 21st century. The first way is by purchasing a car, whether if it's through a loan or through a cash purchase. And the second way to consume transportation is by leasing out a vehicle. And you could lease out this vehicle for a term, and once the term is expired, then you can give the vehicle back, and all you did was you paid the dealership for the mileage that you used. Well, that is actually very similar to how we consume cloud resources. We only pay for what we use. Now, to take the definition of the cloud a little bit further, Microsoft defines the cloud as mostly a remote network of servers around the globe, which are linked together to operate as a single ecosystem. And these servers are designed to either store and manage data, run applications, or deliver content. And the best thing about the cloud is that this information is meant to be available anywhere you go, anytime you need it. So as mentioned earlier, remember, cloud computing is about renting resources instead of purchasing hardware. So really all you have to focus on is planning out what kind of resources you need and then spinning those resources either up or down as needed. Another very important aspect of cloud computing is you only have to pay for what you use. What this means is if you're not using certain compute resources or technological resources, you don't have to pay for them. And this obviously varies from traditional infrastructure where you'd actually have to purchase very expensive hardware on site, and then if you're not using them, well, you would still have to incur the full cost of purchasing that hardware. So very, very important, very key factor, pay only for what you use and nothing more. Also, a key important factor for cloud computing is not only do you run your infrastructure inside someone else's cloud data center, you also run your key business applications inside that data center where the infrastructure is being hosted. And one of the really nice things about cloud computing is that the cloud provider is responsible for the physical hardware and facilities necessary to execute that work. So a lot of these servers require a lot of expensive cooling, a lot of expensive upkeep, and that is costs that the cloud provider has to incur and something that you get to avoid as the user. And the last point on the slide is the fact that the cloud provider is in charge of making sure that all of the services they provide maintain up-to-date status. So that means you don't have to worry about your servers going end of life or end of support ever again, because that's actually something that the cloud service provider is responsible for. So now let's take a few moments and talk about core cloud services. Core cloud services, the first on the list would be compute. And compute is essentially, in my mind, infinite scalability on your compute requirements provided to you by cloud resources. So if you have a particular task or if a particular application that requires a lot of processing power, you have the ability to infinitely scale as much processing power as you could ever need, provided by cloud compute services. The next core cloud service is one that's actually familiar to a lot of people already, and that's storage. Your cloud storage service is something that you're probably already using right now. Usually when you are able to save your photos to a particular cloud service that will store your photos off of your mobile device, or another way using cloud storage is by using email. We actually store a lot of our email files right now in cloud storage servers outside of our computer or laptop devices. So storage is something that people are using all of the time without even knowing it. And this is actually something that businesses can start to plan out their storage, not just from just an ongoing business utilization, but also from a disaster recovery and business continuity. So if you needed to store backups of your production environment inside the cloud, you can do that, and that's available to you as a core cloud service along with some of the others that we'll describe here. In addition to cloud storage, cloud networking is also a key core cloud service that businesses can utilize to be able to connect and communicate their on-premise environment to the cloud and vice versa. So without cloud networking, that type of communication really isn't available. There are a ample amount of examples where businesses can leverage the power of cloud networking, but that's just one small example of the key service that is cloud networking. The last two core cloud services that I'll mention is one, application services, and the other, analytics. Application services is now a platform that is available to developers where they can start developing their applications inside the cloud as cloud native applications, no longer requiring businesses to purchase the supporting infrastructure just to build those applications. And then lastly, analytics. Analytics is actually something that is available as a core cloud concept to be able to analyze the health of your infrastructure in the cloud, the health of your applications in the cloud, as well as being able to use the power of big data analytics and even artificial intelligence to be able to extract summaries and analysis of a lot of the data that gets stored in the cloud to help businesses make smarter and better decisions. So as a quick recap, in this video, we discussed what is the cloud, as well as core cloud services such as compute, storage, networking, application services, and analytics. Now stay tuned, because in my next video, I'm going to be covering core cloud concepts such as the differences between IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, as well as covering elasticity, durability, and availability. Now, this was Joel with the Vology Cloud Minute. Thanks again, and I'll see you in another minute. Hey everyone, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you have any more cloud questions, or if you're looking for an organization to help you with the free cloud assessment, please go ahead and click on the link below in the description, or feel free to reach us on our website anytime, www.vology.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you again soon.